What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Savage Mach 1 Media, New Edge Evan, whatever you want to call this channel now. Still a Mustang channel, but I have some news. Mach 1 is for sale again. And this time I'm seriously selling the car. Been through a lot of emotions lately, going through some financial stuff. And I finally hit a brick wall with this thing. I didn't hit a brick wall with it, but I just mean mentally. Car's gorgeous. We got a walk around video we're gonna drop in this video. Just want to update the friends and the family and the followers that have followed me on this channel and have been a part of the process of ownership of the Mach 1. Before this, I had that 99 2000 New Edge I was going to build a Coyote swap with. Coyote swap funds went to buying this, sold that project, and this has kind of been the project since then that I've had for the last 5 years now. It's kind of crazy how fast that time just flew by. 5-6 years. I bought the car in March of 2020, and it's March of 2026. 6 years? I've had the car for 6 years, and I haven't even put 2,000 miles on it since I've owned it. So here's where we're at with the Mach 1. I think I finally lost interest in it 100%. Between not really being able to drive it, not really being able to enjoy it, and I've been starting to make a lot more sense to myself lately with what to expect with these cars and what I wanted out of it and just where I've been at with my mindset with it, with what all the car needs. And I've come to the conclusion 20-year-old 4.6 liter Mustangs can be a basket case. Just with the fact that of the EFI, the electronics, there's lots of temperamental things that can fail. And I've been chasing this lean code in this car, trying to figure it out for the last couple of years. And I haven't had the time to really put into it. I've been so invested in my family, my daughter, working on other financial things. We just moved my family shop, so we're at a new location now. That's where a lot of my time's been consumed these last 2 months. And this thing is just always on the back burner. And a couple of things that bum me out is because I'm a New Edge enthusiast at heart. I love these cars. I love the GTs, the Salines, the Bullets, the Mach 1s, the Cobras. Best era of the Mustang ever. But mentally where I'm at in my head, just to get this car to where I'm going to be happy with it, paint, suspension, maybe some tuning, a little more exhaust work. I'm looking at another 10 grand I don't have. I need to put this into this thing just to get it to where I'm content with it. And that's not it. Like, I want to do a fuel system on the car. I want to put a Vortec on it. That's another 15 grand right there. And it's just, I honestly think my heart's just not in it anymore. To get this car to where my end-all be-all goal was when I bought it, 700 horsepower street car, boosted 4-valve Mustang, which is just, at the time, not attainable with where I'm at in my life and my finances. So, truth of the matter, I've come to conclusion, I'm ready to part ways with the car. I've been a little more stern on marketplace. I haven't been as emotional about it since the last time I posted the car because I do have sentimental value with the Mustang. One of the things that pushed me to do it, I lost a loved one that was very close to me prior to me purchasing that car, and it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. It was like an impulse buy, and I was hurting really bad. And I needed something to cheer me up and something that was going to put me in a good mood and do something out of my comfort zone and just go for a dream that I knew that was going to lift me up out of that slump I was in, losing my loved one, my grandmother, who I was very close with. So that's been something I've kind of held on to since I bought the car. And then all the money put into it financially. When I got it, I was in a better financial situation. I was in the position to put the money into it. And, you know, life happens for the good or the worse. And you know what? I'm not bitter. I had a child. I have a beautiful little girl that I'm very thankful for. And one of the best things that ever happened to me. Way more important to me than that car that's sitting out there that's doing nothing for me. And I keep getting these ideas that I could keep the car, I could do this, I could do that, but I'm just not in the position in my life right now to put any work or money into it because I have other priorities that I'm focusing on. I'm finalizing some debt that I needed to take care of this year. My F-150, that's finally going to be paid off this year. I actually bought it July of 2020, right after I bought the Mach 1. I was just in one of those positions where I didn't want to fall into another depressed state in my life. I've been through depression. It sucks. And I'm always scared of going back to one of those dark places. So I got to do things that make me happy, to keep me moving, to motivate me. And that's kind of what happened in 2020. You know, I lost my grandma, COVID. It was a funky year. And I had to do things to consume my time, make me happy. I took on a new hobby. I started doing the barbecue and the smoking. That's when I really got into that because it's stuff that kept my mind busy. And it kept me from falling into like a depressed state, which I was really scared of letting my mind slip back to because I have gone through really dark depression. So just being open and sharing that on this channel. Prior to everything that's gone on these last 5-6 years, been through a lot. I'm not going to go into all the details on my life and what I've been through, but I just think it's time to let go of the Mustang. Let it go to somebody that's going to really appreciate the car for what it is. Somebody that's willing to put the money into it and make it theirs after everything I've done to it. It's time to move on. It's time to do the next thing. It's time to grow. I've been holding on to this car for dear life. And when I posted it up last time for sale, I was in a want to sell it, not want to sell it state of mind because, again, the car means a lot to me. It's an 04 Mach 1. It does need some work, but it's a collector at the end of the day. And it's one of the coolest Mustangs I personally have ever owned, my opinion, even though it still needs a lot for it to be nice. I've had Fox bodies. I've had 2 valves. Probably the second coolest car I've ever owned. My first coolest car is my first car, which is an 88 Mustang GT hatchback. That car was my high school project. Ton of money put into it. Had it for a short amount of time. Drag strip closed. I was graduating high school. Didn't want a car that was just going to get me tickets and get me in trouble, so I got rid of it. And I've noticed from my first Mustang to now with this one, you know, we do mature as we get older, and I feel I've matured a lot. Especially with the fact that I don't just jump in that car and drive it and beat on it every chance I get. I've really appreciated owning it. I've appreciated it for what it is. And I want it to be something cool that's, you know, Friday, drive it to work Friday kind of car, take it out for a coffee Sunday morning, go to a car show kind of thing. Just, I wanted it to be enjoyable. So, and I never got to that point with that car. And another thing coming from my mind as a drag racer, you know, I really wanted to be able to build that thing into like a street strip kind of car, something that made 600 horsepower on the street. I could take it to the drag strip, run a number, And for all practicality, with what, you know, my goal, end all be all goals are, I'm starting to realize what I want to do with the amount of money it's going to take to put into this car. This probably is not fitted for me in my situation right now. And I have another car in mind that will come to the channel here in the near future. I know I haven't posted much lately because I've been really busy. And since I'm selling the Mach 1, I'm really not going to have much for Mustang media. So I'm probably going to hang this channel up after this video, to be honest with you guys. And I'm probably going to focus on my other channel I've been kind of dabbling with. It's got no viewership, but I'm just doing it for fun. Just for future sake of like, hey, kids, look at dad, you know, when I'm older, and they could see me when I was younger and what all I went through. And for them to kind of hopefully get to know me better at a later time. It's something that means a lot to me. I just want my kids to know who their father was. And that's why I make these videos. So that's why I started Evan's 67 vlogs, which I'll put right here. I do have some Mustang stuff on that channel, but we're going on a break since we're putting the Mach 1 up for sale. Paying the truck off this year. Going to do a couple of things to the truck. I'll highlight that stuff on my other channel. I got some other projects I'm working on, and there will be another Mustang coming to the channel in the near future. I got to clear some stuff up first and get myself in the position to get the next car that's going to make the most sense for me. And I've already decided what that car is. I'm going to have to be patient, wait, save, make sure I'm in a better financial spot to get a car that I am going to be able to enjoy. A car that I'm going to be able to just jump in and drive whenever I want to. If I want to drive it on Friday to work, drive it to the beach, drive it to Arizona, drive it to Bakersfield and go run a pass. And the next car is going to be a Gen 3 Coyote. It's going to take some time to get there. I have the spec in my head, what I want and what I'm going to do when I do obtain the car, and what my goals are going to be as far as street car, drag car kind of build. Something I could take out to the drag strip and actually run a real number. That's something I've always thought that would be cool in the back of my head, is to have a fast street car. Something I could just kind of play around with on the street a little bit, take it out to the track, and it actually be a runner. And it's very easy and achievable with modern Mustangs compared to these cars. Bang for the buck. You get more value for your dollar with the newer cars all day. And that's why I'm parting ways with the Mustang, to get myself in the position to work towards getting to that next car. So we're ending this chapter, we're ending this era, and I don't know if I'm done with New Edges yet. I've always wanted an 0304 Cobra, but again, as I've learned on the internet, everybody that owns them, they're temperamental. There's lots of little things that go out with those cars, you know. Idle air control valve can go out, you know, spark plugs, fuel rail pressure sensors. Those cars see a lot of stress because of the heat from the blowers. And I think a lot of people forget that, you know, blower cars need more maintenance than just your average in a daily car. And Terminators are not a car you could just buy and beat on and not expect to not have to put money into them. Also, with that being said, you know, they're 20 plus year old cars now. So if you say you find a car with 60, 70, 80,000 miles on it at a good price, it's probably been through a handful of people, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people that have owned it in that time frame. I guarantee you they've all beat on it because it was a car that was built to be beat on. And it's probably at 60,000 miles wore out. I'm just, you know, being realistic with, you know, what I look at online, and I don't want to get into another basket case like I got into at the Mach 1. You know, get in a car that, oh, it needs this, it needs that, you know, $5,000 later, and it's finally like, okay, I could drive it and enjoy it until the next thing goes out. And My next car, I want something low miles, something I can grow into, something that's me as far as, you know, what I would want out of a build. And this is going to sound crazy, but realistic. Gen 3 Coyote 10R80 car, boosted, bolt-ons, E85, low 10s, high 9s. I could build a 9-second street car and take it on a cruise to Vegas. You're crazy if you think I'm not gonna do it, because that just sounds cool. And still be something you could drive to work. It's just cool to me. So that's gonna be in the next build here in the near future. Maybe when that car does come. Don't know how long it's gonna take, but that's gonna be the goal from here moving out. We'll start doing more Mustang content again. Maybe I'll rename this channel when that comes. We'll relaunch this platform. I'll always hold on to this user. I had a lot of fun making content with Mustangs and, you know, the projects that I've owned over the last few years and racing in general. Maybe I'll do something different with this channel, rebrand it and do something more car related within terms of Mustangs and other stuff, because it, you know, I have some following on this one, which is surprising, you know, because I don't really think I'm that followable. But thank you guys for watching. This video is going to be titled My 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1 for Sale. And I'm going to drop a clip in a video of me kind of walking around talking about the car, everything that's been done, everything that it needs. And this is going to be kind of a lengthy video. Skip through the parts you don't watch, that's fine. But this is going to be more for the people that are interested in the car. I'm just going to send you a link to the video, and then you can kind of see me walking around talking about the car. And, you know, just for your perspective, you could kind of go back through the channel and see the process of, you know, when the car went down, what all I've done to it, what all it needs, and, you know, take it from there, from what you see. Just trying to be open and honest with everybody about, you know, the situation with the car, what's done to it, how it runs, what it needs. I have nothing to hide. I try to just be a upfront, honest person, and I just, you know, that's how I live my life, and that's how I like to carry myself around others. I'm a stand-up, upfront person. I have nothing to hide. I have no reason to lie to anybody. Lying gets you nowhere. So yeah. Here's the segment of me talking about the car, and then we'll wrap this up. Quick walkthrough on the 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1. So, it doesn't have the original chin splitter on it. It's got a magic drift. Never got around to replacing it with an OEM one. The chin splitter is not perfect. It's got a couple of rub marks in the bottom. These were new headlights. Unfortunately, they got a little cooked from sitting outside. Paint, by all means, is not perfect. Hood stripe's kind of going away. I have a new stripe for the car. It's got clear coming through, which is common on these cars, I guess, just from age and weather. So, I've had a couple of quotes. Body shops recommend to respray the car, so it's gonna need some love. I don't know if it's this fender or the passenger fender. Is it the passenger fender? By the way, I'm third owner, clean title, no accident reports. I think what I'm looking for is on the driver fender. Yeah, right here. There's a little dent right here in the front driver's side fender that was on the car when I bought it. There's some rock chips that are on this side that were here on the car when I got it. And then I think it's this side as well. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I know these chips, there's a chip right here. This chip. I thought there was a nick on one of these rear fenders, if I'm not mistaken. Is it on this side? And to find these defects, you got to really look for it. The car is actually really clean and straight. Is it this side? I'm gonna have to look a little harder to find where I think there's a nick in one of these quarters. The car looks good, cleaned up. It's dirty from sitting outside right now. I've had the cover off of it because I've been moving it around. AFS Mach 1 rep wheels, 17 by 9 fronts, 17 by 10.5 rear with a 315. Everything on the body of the car is OEM except for that front lip and the wheels as far as cosmetics. It does have a Borla attack catback. I have the original stock tips I kept for the car, but I don't have the original catback. All the rest of this exhaust in the car is stock headers, stock catted mid pipe. Yeah, I think the big thing that really bothered me on this side was this nick on the door. This nick on the door, I thought there was something on one of these rear quarters. I'd have to look the car over more to find it. There's a stain here on the factory spoiler that always kind of bothered me. Another reason why I'd want the car paint corrected. The tint is peeling on the back windows, so it could use the tint redone. Interior, I would rate maybe a 7 out of 10. It's all original interior. Luckily, there's no rips or tears in the bolstering. It just, has some normal wear getting in and out. It's just signs of wear with these cars. 20-year-old car. But a real common thing with the Mach 1s, if you know, these side bolsterings are commonly known for ripping. So the driver's seat is still pretty much intact. No rips. Just a little bit of wear on the bolster getting in and out. The rear seats are nearly perfect. Like nobody ever sat in the back seats. Passenger seat is nearly perfect. The only thing that's really not original in the interior, the original radio gave out. So I did put an aftermarket touchscreen head unit that works with Apple CarPlay and Android Car Audio. I like things simple and clean. So this is one of the first gen versions of these radios where you have to plug your phone in, and or if you want to do a dongle. I have the cord actually set up right here in the center console where this powers the USB on the radio. So if you want to put a dongle in here and do wireless on your smartphone, you can do that. It's clean, out of the way. You don't see cords all over the dashboard, which is something that bothers me a lot. I'll get the key. We'll cycle on the odometer, show you guys where the odometer is at. This is just kind of sitting over the dash right now. I've been very adamant on keeping the dashboard in this car protected from the sun, especially since it's been outside. I know these dashes do wear when they're in direct sunlight for an extended amount of time, so I've always been concerned of that. This was an aftermarket driver door bezel. I haven't been able to really get this to stay. Common interior issue with these cars. The door cards on the top seal, they're not perfect. Maybe somebody that can touch up the interior could kind of clean this up a little bit. And then also right now the driver window does not go down. The driver door motor has failed. I do have a new motor that will go with the car. Just never got around to putting it in. Passenger side, I recently did replace the motor in that side. I was replacing the motors in both windows. I just never got around to the driver's side. Heat works. The AC is currently not charged in the car. The motor has been swapped. We're getting to that right now. So it's not the original motor that came in the car from 2004. It's probably gonna be a little dirty. So this is a 98 Cobra short block. So it's the aluminum Texid block, which is actually a slightly stronger block than the lap blocks that came original in the Mach 1s. Heads are 03 Mach 1 Cobra heads, and they have the cooling mod done. It's got 2001 Cobra cams in it. Did the custom powder coating on the valve covers with the billet Mach 1 cam covers. Everything's been gone through, freshened up and new on the top end of the motor as far as gaskets. The heads were freshened up, all new timing components. The motor doesn't even have 1,000 miles on it since it's been put in the car. All new 24-pound Ford Racing injectors. The intake manifold was medium blasted. It's got a 9901 Cobra front timing cover on it. A lot of just like the cleanup, like under hood dressing pieces, like the Canton coolant reservoir. I also did the matching Canton power steering reservoir, MRT hood struts, which gets rid of the original hood prop. We did the JLT oil separators, which I currently have bypassed on the car right now. Been attempting to troubleshoot where this lean code may be coming from on bank 2 as far as potential vacuum leak, which I have not been able to sort out at this time. These are not the original valve covers that came on the Mach 1 motor. These are actually off of a Terminator. So the PCV valve had to be changed a little bit to make that work. And I'm under some concern that maybe it might be the PCV connection that may be creating a vacuum leak. That I'm not sure of. I haven't had the car properly diagnosed with a smoke test to verify where the leak may be coming from. But I am highly under the impression that it is a vacuum leak. BBK throttle body, JLT cold air intake. I still have all the stock parts to go with the car. I have the stock throttle body. I have the stock cold air intake. Brand new Ford Racing 24-pound injectors. All the coils were gone through. The alternator was replaced when the motor was put in with a brand new alternator, as well as a brand new water pump. Also, while the motor was out, we did underdrive pulleys. Car feels really good power-wise. It makes great power. Heater again works. Motor mounts were gone through. It's got new energy suspension motor mounts, energy suspension trans mount. The clutch was also replaced when the motor was put in with a McLeod Extreme Street clutch. It's a 11-inch single disc that's rated up to 700 horsepower. So want to put a good strong clutch and new aluminum flywheel in it. Throwout bearing and all the clutch components were replaced when the transmission was put back in the car, as far as new clutch cable, firewall adjuster quadrant. That was all new put in the car, as well as I put in a new clutch fork and throwout bearing that I think may have fallen out of adjustment because it is having a weird clutch engagement issue where it feels like it's slipping. That's another thing. Transmission does grind going into fourth, but it does go into fourth gear. Pro 5.0 shifter, aluminum drive shaft, factory 355 gears. The rear end was recently just serviced in this car. It has 0 leaks. Doesn't leak a drip. Everything's been sealed in this thing. Did the billet Moser housing diff cover. It's on Coney shocks and struts. as well as it's also on lowering springs. I haven't really done anything else with the suspension since I've owned the car. Fuel pump was replaced when the motor was put in. It's got a brand new Bosch intake fuel pump system. So all the that is new as far as the fuel pump goes. And the sending unit, all that's fresh in the car. There's been a lot that's been replaced since it's been taken apart and put back together. This Motorcraft Ford battery was just purchased and put in the car last year. Aftermarket, I guess like hood tray, kind of take out kind of like that plastic stock kind of look. I was going for more of like show car quality build as far as under the hood aesthetics, cosmetic wise. And I was intending on setting the car up to go boosted with a Vortex supercharger at one point in time. Unfortunately, plans have changed, and I'm moving on from this project, hoping whoever picks this thing up is going to appreciate it for what it is and pick up from where I left off and just make this a fun, enjoyable car. Unfortunately, since I've owned it, I've done more time putting money into it and working on it than I have driving it. It's in process of registration right now. Registration, everything's current on the car. I was attempting to take it off a non-op to smog it, and I haven't smogged it yet due to the lien code issue, which I stated. Other than that, if you know somebody that can make it pass, really all it needs to drive and enjoy it is smog. And I would pull the transmission out and check the clutch engagement on the throwout bearing. And while you're in there, maybe a rebuilt transmission, and or see if you could find a pull-out transmission that shifts a little better than this one. Original transmission that came in the car. And we did kind of go over the interior. So it is a 2004 IUP car, which is the interior upgrade package. So it's got the bigger head bolsters, all the silver trim, billet shift knob and pedal covers, even the little silver locking mechanisms, just the subtle things that they did to make the interior upgrade package just slightly better than a non-interior upgrade package car. If you're not sure what the difference is, non-interior upgrade package cars are just standard GT interior with the Mach 1 cluster. And I believe they do come with the Mach 1 steering wheel, which is the same steering wheel that comes in the GT, I guess. Not like the Cobras, they get the bigger, nicer, like leather wrapped steering wheels. But it's a really nice car for what it is. I got a lot of time and money into it. And I'm not going to waste too much more time on this video. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and or stop this one. I'm going to make a second video of the car doing a cold start so you can hear what it sounds start up. It's been sitting. I just got home from work, so you're going to see what the car does on its own. So stay tuned. And yeah. And or you don't, here, come with me. We're going to do this really fast. Grab the keys real quick, and we're just going to start it up. Not even pausing it. cold start. Again, exhaust is all stock, other than the boardlet catback, which actually sounds really good on a stock exhaust. It's got a very nice rumble to it for a stock exhaust system with the catback. So, check engine light is on due to the lean code. If you reset it and want to check it for yourself, it will show, last I checked, a bank 2 lean code that does come on. I also recently, since I started trying to get the car off of non-op and it sat over the last year, it does get a random misfire at, I believe, in cylinder 1, so it may need a coil pack, which happens with these cars. It's, you know, the electronics in these cars, something that they go through. I did replace all the coils in them, but it may need another new coil pack on bank 1. I just know it's common 4.6 stuff that we deal with the electronics on these cars. So this was the last trip when I put fuel in it. I didn't fully top off the tank. 133,422 miles. I don't even think since ownership I've put even 1,500 or 2,000 miles on the car. It's only been driven to work a handful of times since I've owned it, and a couple of local spots, car shows. It's been on one cruise since I've owned it. It's a really solid, fun car. It does have a Canton 7-quart T-Sump road race oil pan on it. So oil is going to be no issue with this thing. It hasn't had an oil change since the motor's been put in the car. That is something that's going to need to be done. Also, since ownership, I've never just started this thing and beat on it, even with the new motor. I always let it get up to operating temperature before I move or drive the car. So that's always something I've been really crucial on with my vehicles. I don't know if you heard that. The high idle just went down. So it's quieted down a little bit. It's got a really nice tone, really nice rumble with the boardlet catback, but typically with the cold start, it idles high. As it starts getting up the temperature, it falls down on RPM, and the note comes down a little bit, but it's got a very nice tone to it. And again, since I've owned this car, I've never cold revved it. Ever since I even put the new motor in the car, I always make sure I wait for it to come off of cold and show status of operating temperature before I drive it. So I won't even touch the throttle in this thing right now until I see movement in that gauge. So thermostat, everything was replaced when the motor was put in. I'm under the impression they may have an exhaust leak and or a vacuum leak that I have not been able to find since I put the car back together. Could also just be a weird bad O2 sensor I may have got from the parts store that could be causing that code. Also, since ownership, I did put these Nitto NT05s front and rear. They got a little bit of life left in them. They don't even have 1,000 miles on them, but I do know the tread depth on these tires do go away fast. And the car sat out a lot, so the fronts I'm not as concerned. They seem to be okay. They got a little bit of life left in them, but they are a more performance style tire, so when they warm up, they get a lot of grip. but they are a soft compound, and they don't have a crazy thick tread where, you know, like a standard all season tire. So if that's something that concerns you, maybe you want to put a different set of tires on it if you plan on driving it more than once a week. I've had a lot of people hit me up that want to pick it up and daily it, which I think is crazy, my opinion. This is not a car I would daily. When you look up the specs on this car, I believe it was one of 667 built in this trim package in this color in 2004 in a manual. Because they did make Mach 1s and automatics, but they were a more limited quantity that were built. Here's the passenger side in almost perfect, amazing condition. Little bit of wear on the bolstering, but way better condition than that driver's side. It does have these Mach 1 floor mats I put in it. Those I believe were from LMR. And it's got some other goodies that'll go with it. I got new hood stripes. This is the certificate that I got from the last owner that had made for the car. So there's the VIN for it. Ford Performance Group certificate. That vehicle identification number is a limited edition 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1. Assembled at Dearborn plant. Yeah, I was almost right there. This is a serial number 671 of build of 7182 that was manufactured in 2004, and is one of 1064 manufactured in black. So I want to say it's, oh, this is a serial number. When you look up the specs online, there was less than 700 built in this trim package with the manual in black when you run those numbers. Because when you add up build numbers between 04 and 03, they only made about 14,000 Mach 1s in total in 2 years. So it may not sound like a lot, because it's not. And if it sounds like a lot to you, just think since 03, 04, since these cars have been on the road, a lot have been wrecked, totaled, parted out. So something I've always considered to keep in mind is these things are collectors, and as more disappear, they are going to become, you know, harder to find. And a lot of people think that these are $5,000 cars, which I'm in high disagreement with, because this car is 20 years old. Obviously, it doesn't hold the value of the Terminator. It's a special car in its own way. From Ford, I call it a Frankenstein car. It was a parts bin car, limited quantity build, but they're cool, and there's not a lot of them. And to somebody who gets them and understands them, you know, there's not a lot out there. And honestly, in my opinion, in the next 10 years, the value on these cars are just going to go up. So I think I'm being very fair about my asking price with actually how nice this car really is compared to some of the other cars out there that might have some lower miles, still have original motors. I mean, when you look up, you know, going value on these cars, if this thing had the original motor in it and it didn't have as crazy miles on it in this condition, this is a $13,000-$14,000 car. So realistically, I think I'm being very fair about my price. It's honestly about what I paid for the car in 2008. I'm sorry, 2020 when I bought it. My bad. I'm tired. It's been a long day. But yeah, so I've owned the car for 5-6 years now. I bought it March of 2020, and I've done nothing but sink money into it, and I think it's time for it to go to somebody else that's going to finish it, because I unfortunately don't have the available time and or the funds to keep moving forward with this project. And I think this is going to make somebody very happy. So, see if it's up to operating temp. It's quieted down a little more. We should be at a good operating temp. Yeah, the needle looks like it's starting to move. Bring the RPM up and let you hear the exhaust, but I'm not comfortable that it's up to temp yet. Even though it's idled down, it's past its cold start. I would like to see the temperature come up just a little more before I start putting some RPM on the motor. And yes, this is how I've treated this car since I've owned it. I've never beat on it, especially since the new motor was put in. Like, I've done a couple of wide open throttle pulls. I've shifted the car as high as 7,000 RPM at operating temperature, of course. That's the highest I've ever taken it. I know a lot of people say you'll really only need to go to 68, but that's one really cool thing about the Mach 1s compared to the GTs. They do have that higher rev limiter. So it looks like the needle's starting to move a little bit. I'm going to gradually give it a little bit of RPM to see if we start getting some temp on the gauge. The gauge. It's starting to move. And if you can hear that little kind of rattling tapping sound, I think that's an exhaust leak. I'm under the impression it might be a leak on the driver's side exhaust manifold, which may be what that lean code is. So, put you guys outside now that we're at the temperature. Yeah, you can probably hear that exhaust leak a lot better now. That little ticking, tapping sound is definitely an exhaust leak. She's got a nice rumble. Now we brought it up, gave her a nice couple of little revs. We're at a complete operating temp now. This is where, even before revving, starting to get an RPM in the car, this is where I usually like to see it before I really start getting on it. You don't really need to worry about it being a fresh motor because it was a pull-out stock bottom end with 80,000 miles on it when I got it out of that 98 Cobra. So, you know, rings and everything are seated, which is kind of good for this situation. So you didn't really have to be too concerned about breaking in the short block. It was just mostly assembly and freshening everything else up. So, I mean, really everything's been gone through and freshened up. Head gaskets, heads, followers, you know, everything's been gone through. It's got all new timing components in it. You know, a lot of thought and homework was put in putting this thing back together to make sure it's put together with good parts and that it would live with some boost thrown at it. So it's a great car. It's going to make somebody happy. Okay, guys. So I know this is probably going to be a very long video, but just want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the channel. For you OGs that have been since the Savage era, Savage Mustang Media, Savage Mach 1, I'm going to send this one out to you guys. Thanks for being a part of this, this project, this channel, and hope to see you guys back for future Mustang content. Maybe we'll go back to Savage Mustang Media. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. We're going away from New Edge Evan, Savage Mustang Media, and that'll kind of keep this channel open for more Mustang content. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some more videos here in the near future. Check out the other channel, Evan67 Vlogs, for more of my content. And for you OGs, don't forget, stay savages. We'll see you later.